I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
Who doesn't love gold? Welcome back to the 80s Toy Museum. Taking a look at one of the newest deluxe releases for Masters of the Universe Origins. It is Flying Fists He-Man, currently available at Big Bad Toy Store, along with his counterpart, Terror Claws Skeletor, also available there. He's got some purple chrome on him, but today we're talking about gold. It does run you a couple more bucks than the regular releases of the Origins figures, but if you're in Canada, I really appreciate these being available on Big Bad Toy Store, because it is a desert here in terms of Masters of the Universe Origins. We have not gotten any new Origins figures here. Feels like a year, maybe over a year. So there's always eBay, but it's scalper prices on eBay usually. So it's nice that Big Bad Toy Store is offering these for pretty much what folks in the States are finding them for at Walmart and Target. And I'm going to have this Goldie alongside some other Goldies in my collection in just a bit. Take a look at the packaging first. Old school style illustrations about what's going on. Two swing arms, hold figure. Oh, cool! He's still got the original Flying Fists gimmick that the original one had. Battle grip holds one weapon. Shiny spinning shield. Some beautiful toy artistry on the back. Featuring Cyclone, Fisto, Mossman, Flying Fist He-Man. And were they hinting it? Just announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Origins Eternia playset coming at you. So maybe they were dropping a hint there. Alright, let's open up Flying Fists He-Man. Being a deluxe figure, he comes with a whole bunch of extra stuff, more than the regular releases. And when this guy was first announced, see, I already have, and I'll bring him out a little later, the original Flying Fist He-Man, but mine is incomplete, didn't come with anything, which is why I got him for something like 10 bucks at a local toy show. And when they announced this guy, the first thing I thought was, well, I hope it's chrome, actual shiny metallic looking chrome, and it is. So right off the bat, that is fantastic that they actually went with the chrome, because it's a lost art. It's just not the same when a previously chromed character comes back and is not chromed. So the first thing I thought was, I don't really need another Flying Fist He-Man, but I could sure use those weapons. And the Origins weapons are all perfectly compatible. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the Origins versions, not with this sword, but with the whatever this thing is, and bolo weapon and the shield. I'm going to see what these look like on the vintage one. So he comes with some paperwork. And looks like he's got the same deal as the Battle Armor He-Man. Arms are not removable. Not a big deal. Doesn't have any bloody spots I want to replace. Comes with a comic. First thing that comes to mind is that is completely different art than we usually see on these mini comics. Looks about the same on the inside. It's just that it looks very different from the retro style comics we usually get. And since this is from the good old US of A, there's actual text in here, unlike the Canadian versions, which are like the international versions where they just leave the text out. And comes with an extra head, and this is my favorite. New Origins head. I believe this came with, let's see if I can focus on him, this fella in the background. Took a look at him not too long ago. The chrome battle armor He-Man with Battle Cat. You got that wind-swept hair on that figure over there. And it's especially cool that this figure has come with 2 great heads. They've done away with that original head, which I was not a fan of, that the original Origins He-Man and Adam with the sled, Sky Sled, came with too. So now you got, if you prefer this look, 2 great heads to use. You can use one of them on this figure and then pop this on one of your previous releases that has that kind of Conan the Barbarian looking head. It's fantastic. This would probably look great on a Adam figure who's in mid-transformation as well. And let's take a look at this windswept head. That's nice and easy. Really easy. Swap the heads here. That looks really good, actually. That looks a lot better than I thought it would look. This head just looks great on any He-Man figure, but especially one that's the whole gimmick is that he's doing something in motion. I think that actually really adds to it, since he is twisting back and forth. It seems to be a lot more fitting. Looks fantastic, and wanted to try and see what it would look like on a Prince Adam figure. I've already taken the original head off of this Prince Adam, and let's see if I didn't even think about the colors. They seem to match up. The skin tones always seem to match up very well. The pink sword that came with this Adam, the handle's too big, it doesn't really fit well, so and just give him this extra Flying Fist He-Man. Ah, I forgot about this. You can't hold the sword aloft with Adam. Not very easily. I think you can sort of. The vest gets in the way. You can kind of twist it up and to the side. It's such a weird joint since it goes down at an angle. But that looks fantastic too. So just looks great on any He-Man figure. That's really cool. Again, getting struck by the power of Grayskull turning into He-Man. Comes with a sword. Would have been cool if this was gold. Wouldn't have to be chrome, but just gold. And I actually do have a gold sword back there. I'll show you in a second. It came with the DVD set. And then a whole bunch of them popped up on eBay for really, really cheap. I guess they made surplus of them and they just stuck them on eBay. So this right here, it says in the instructions that you can make them boogie down by holding on to that, and also this thing has made its return, the thumb grip. And while that works, I think it's easier to just hold him by his legs and grab this thing. Or, I mean, you can, the head doesn't really work, but, and you don't want to be touching the chrome, I guess, leaving fingerprints all over. I'm not concerned about acids in the skin and all that silliness, but leaving fingerprints and schmutzing it up. But that is really, really cool that they've actually brought back the original boogie down gimmick. And it's hard to stop boogieing once you start. You're gonna have to have him in a dance competition with the original one. All right, the accessories. Oh, he's got an extra a hand as well. Extra gripping hand, so he can, well, yeah, hold his sword as well as the bolo weapon. The hand that's already on there opened up like that. Some of the fingers are bent just from being pressed in the packaging. It's really nice how easy it is to swap these parts, and never any concern about breaking anything. Let's load him up here. Oh, cool. Okay, so the shield has this little handle here. So while you don't need it, it'll just clip onto his wrist, even if you don't grip onto it. It just looks a little better if you stick the hand in there. The problem is once you try to attach it to the wrist, the hand kind of wants to pop out of there. Oh, this sword really works in the back here. That looks lame. This thing right here can attach like that, I guess, or the other way. Upside down. It's nice that there's a spot to store it, but this is Flying Fist's He-Man, so why wouldn't you have him... Oh, that's cool. There's a little... See, I don't have the original one, so I don't know how close this is to the original, but there's a little curve there for the wrist. And I imagine this is... Oh, Ratchet Joints! Right on! I imagine this is very similar to the original Bolo weapon in that it's probably very heavy, and it's going to make it hard for this guy to stand. It's not that hard, actually. I'm just noticing one thing on my Bolo balls. That these two right here, they're kind of chrome, kind of not. They're not as clear and reflective as the chrome on his chest. And then one of them is like less shiny than the others. Isn't that weird? I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or if they just missed something, but looks more like gold plastic, you know, gold plastic syndrome type of thing. And these are more reflective and shiny. You can see me waving. Hi there. Oh, yeah, I thought he'd be very front heavy, but those ankles are holding great. That's actually really, really impressive. He is not a figure I can't stand. That's fantastic. So, I guess when you make him boogie, the gimmick is all this stuff goes... Oh, wow! That's awesome. So I never had a original Flying Fist He-Man, and I don't know if I've even ever seen this done. So again, as a person just brand new to this and kind of getting to experience a vintage Flying Fist He-Man thanks to Origins, it's pretty cool when you swing it just right and you get the weapon to spin. The shield is just kind of rattling around. I can't really get the that part to spin, but oh, that's so cool. Especially hard for me right now because I've got a camera as well as a microphone right in my way, so I don't have as much room. Plus my hands are in the way too. I'm not sure. There we go. You get the idea. You'll have more room than I do when you're playing around with this. So very, very cool display piece. If you had one as a kid, maybe mom or grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle picked one up for you. So it's like any other Origins figure. They made it really true to the original. Or if you got kids, I would think this is going to be one of the more fun toys for a kid to just swing around and smash things with. Plus it's shiny, so kids like shiny things. Adults do too. And here's a side-by-side 360 with the original Flying Fists He-Man, which the date stamp on it is 86. Sometimes those are a year off, so maybe it was released in 87. And the Origins one has to be arched back a little bit because of the Bolo. That's the gold sword I was telling you about, which just looks so much better with Flying Fists He-Man than a standard gray sword. The Origins one is a little less shiny other than the chrome. The paint on the boots mainly, and the fuzzy breeches aren't as shiny as the original one, but I mean they've got it. Red gauntlets on the wrists, red symbol on the chest. Same type of head. This vintage one is in surprisingly good shape. Paint on him is actually almost perfect, and the chrome is pretty much perfect as well. It's kind of crazy the price I got him for, just simply because he's missing his accessories. And that happens often as soon as a figure is missing, not even everything, but sometimes if it's just missing one little thing, the price of it can plummet. It's a really strange thing to me. It's just a little piece of plastic that if you can find a repro of it is like $1 or sometimes 50 cents. You can get replacement mics for G.I. Joes on Marauder gun runners for under $1, I believe. So I discovered earlier that he's got ratchet joints in his arms. It's like both of them. That's very important because with how heavy that weapon is, you might get that dreaded slow drop of the arm. I'm sure you've got some figures in your collection where they're holding a heavy weapon and that happens. And let me see if I can do a dance off. The original Flying Fist He-Man head does not move. That's really weird. It's very robotic, or how would he pronounce it? Robotic. Robots. That looks a lot better on the Origins one, the way the head actually moves. I don't know. I've got to say that in this dance off, I got to give it to this original one. I think that's very charming. Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, for the wrestling fans, I'll put it this way. Right here, Jeff Jarrett strut. Right here, Fargo strut. Often imitated, never duplicated. He's got some holes in his back here. I wonder if he's missing the same type of rig on his back here. I don't know if this is removable. I guess this one must have had something, or maybe the original weapon could be plugged in there. I don't know. Now, isn't that weird? The thumb on the original Flying Fist He-Man is completely different than every other Masters of the Universe thumb. I don't know why that is. Why they would do that. That's very strange. It's not... Oh, I know. It would get in the way, I guess, when you're popping this on. It gets secured with this curvature right there, nice and tight. Let's get him out of the way. We don't want him getting hit by random flying... I don't know why they call him Flying Fists He-Man. It's not Flying Fists, it's Flying Balls. This thing might be a little tricky to attach to him. Oh no. Just go in from the top and twist on. And he can't really grip that. It's getting in the way. Guess you can get it on there. I don't really want to mess up the paint. It's so perfect. That's good enough. And let's take a look and see what the original one looks like using the Origins Flying Fist weapons. Get that out of the way. Oh, so yeah, the lack of ratchet joints is missed here. That arm, even though it's still pretty tight, it's dropping as I'm moving it. This is not working as well as the Origins one. See, it's wanting to drop back. Where do you hold him? It doesn't work as well as the Origins one. Interesting. He's a better dancer, but he's not a better fighter. So I got to give the edge in actual combat to the Origins version. And one more Flying Fist He-Man version to compare him to. It's the Classics version. And they didn't go with silver and gold chrome on that one, and it is sorely missed. Oh, this is a little custom I did. It's King Grayskull's cape. Yeah, it's nice, but it just doesn't match up. I mean, that to me is battle armor He-Man's look, dull, metal. Gotta have the shiny gold chrome when you're doing Flying Fists He-Man. And a couple of other pieces of gold.
Gold!
That is Light Hope, also from Classics. Thanks to Micah for that one. And really beautiful gold chrome version of the Power Sword from 2000X. This came with a second Castle Grayskull. I'm going to see if I can fill this smooth Raoul turntable up with gold. Other classics. It's King Randor with his shiny chrome gold chalice. So they did use chrome gold on the Classics figures, just not on Flying Fist He-Man. A couple years back they did some Masters of the Universe jewelry. I think it was Han Cholo, maybe is what it was called, and they did this awesome Battle Cat ring. And it went on clearance. You know, I grabbed it on clearance. And the kings of 80s chrome, the Silverhawks. We got Stargazer, his shiny gold bits, and he's kind of a darker gold, almost bronze, but it's kind of halfway between gold and bronze. Hutwing. And another Goldie, Captain Power, Soldiers of the Future. And, ooh yeah, got the gold. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of the World, yeah. Macho Man Randy Savage. And I've never opened them up, but Metalhead has some gold chrome bits on him. And took a look at the Brave Star shelf, and this is the only gold chrome thing in that collection. It's a badge. And I may have bitten off more than I can chew here. I actually got a lot more gold in my collection than I originally thought. You got some Wheeled Warriors, and I don't know where I'm going to put this guy. Let's move Mach back here, and Grandizer Go! This was a modern Grandizer thing, but he's got these beautiful gold chrome horns on him. And can't talk about 80s gold without bringing up the big gold belt, even though this is a little big gold belt. And don't know where to put him, about right there. And another Masters of the Universe figure with beautiful gold chrome. It's Jitsu. And I pity the fool who doesn't mention Mr. T when you're talking about 80s gold. Got Serpentor. He's not shiny chrome gold, but he's just got so much gold that gotta add him in there too. Same deal, not shiny chrome gold, but he's rocking the gold gimmick, gold bug. And finally, I wish I could add them all in here, but the Dinobots had some really beautiful gold chrome parts, so I'll just add Grimlock back here. And that's a look at all the gold in my collection. Good Lord. I love the smell of it, the taste of it, the texture. Hope you've enjoyed this review. It certainly has been fun picking up a few things off the shelves and just sticking them on this table and kind of play around with them a bit. That's my favorite part of the channel. Getting to actually somewhat use some of the stuff in my collection for shots like this. This is a very, this is not a group of figures I ever thought I would put together for a photo op, but it is pretty wild. Rocking the gold. So thanks a lot for watching. I want to thank the Patreon tribe for supporting the channel on patreon.com/MichaelMercy. And also want to thank the channel panel members. I used to have a big gold belt emoji. I'd be rocking that one in the comments, but I switched it up to something else. But thank you, channel panel members, for hitting that join button and rocking your custom emojis as well as insignia badges. The longer you're a channel member, more badges get unlocked and your rank goes up. And I just added 2 new rank badges, Captain and General. The General Star is in there now. Keep the discussion going and share your favorite Goldie in the comment section. And to join the tribe, hit subscribe. Gold must stay.